Dear team, it's Tuesday. Here's an idea. God is like the center of our hand, and all these fingers are different religions that connect us back to the same God. Now that's an idea, but here's some information. In the book of John, there's actually 4 different books of John. We mentioned before the Old Testament and the New Testament, which Genesis is the first book of the Old Testament. Stay with me. In the second section of the Bible is the New Testament. The New Testament starts with 4 Gospels, and those Gospels are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. There's a John. But this John is John's account of Jesus's life. This is John's version of Jesus's life, his death, and his resurrection. And this is the disciple John that we're talking about. You know, the son of Zebedee, not Jesus's cousin. That's John the Baptist. These are 2 different Johns. Now, the other times that you see John in the title of a book in the Bible is 1 John, 2 John, and 3 John. Yeah, we are talking about the same author, John the Apostle or the disciple, but these books are the epistles, which is a long form or way of saying letters. And these letters were written to specific people. So the same author, but a completely different style of writing and purpose. Now, the complete opposite of an epistle is a text message because it's short and sweet. Well, unless you're me. All right, back to the idea that these 5 fingers are all different religions that point to the same God. Now, in the Gospels, we'll go to the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 6. There, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. In John 10 and 30, Jesus says, I and the Father are one. So it's pretty clear that Jesus claims we have to get to him and through him to really get a grip on God. Jesus says multiple times that he's so much more than just a person. He's much more than just a teacher or a preacher or even a disciple. He's so much more. Jesus is God in the flesh. Now, later we'll talk about the Trinity. This isn't a video about that. But here, I just want to emphasize, Jesus is not one finger, one way. He claims to be the only way, not one of many ways. According to John 14 and 6, Jesus is the only way to salvation. So listen, if another religion has any kind of formula that's different than that, then there's going to be a problem. And that problem is that God can't be the same God that Jesus describes. We would have to be talking about 2 completely different gods because the formulas wouldn't add up. Let's just look at one example. According to the Quran, which is the central religious text of Islam, you can even say it's the Muslim Bible. Well, in the Quran, verse 171 of Surah An-Nisa ayat, it says that Jesus is only a messenger of God. Now, there's over 100 times where Jesus is mentioned, and he's well respected. He's given a high level of respect, but as a prophet, the Quran says that Jesus, how dope he may be, he's only a prophet. Okay, so you trying to tell me if our fingers were all these different religions and they all point us back to the same God, but Jesus is saying that he's the only way, then that wouldn't make sense with that idea. So how do I make a decision based off this information? Well, the next step is implementation. So here's what I can take away. If Jesus is the only way, I need to study him more. I need to read everything that he has to say to determine why is he different? Why would he be the only way? Because he's definitely different than all the rest. If you have questions or comments, please leave them below. But dear team, it's Tuesday, and I want you to know that I love you, and this is a safe place for you. You're welcome here. All right, it's your boy, Sean Gary, and I'm out. Have a great week on purpose. Peace.